ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभू कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ॐ वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। योग वशिष्ठ निर्वाण प्रकरण second half and 138th chapter. We are discussing and contemplating over the story of Vipaschit, wherein we are presently discussing on the story of Vipaschit, the story of the Guru and disciple. Guru is some ascetic in some forest, where the disciple is a hunter. He gave up hunting and became a disciple of that ascetic, and asked the question to know all about dream. What is dream science? So the Guru remembers his past and telling his experience to the disciple hunter. Now the Guru explains he practiced yoga to give up his own body by the method of parkaya pravesh, to enter into others' body, giving up one's own body and entering into the other body. So he did it, and he entered into the body of the disciple in his past. Sometimes when he had the curiosity to know all about dream, and the Guru says he entered into the body of the disciple, which he saw of 5 seeds, and he entered into crossing all the seeds one after another. He entered into bliss seed, Anandamaya Kosh. And there he saw as a seer in the body of disciple. Being the seer, he saw all the body system, which was just like a city, management of city. And he was so perturbed. It was so busy in different ways, all the nerve systems and the energy power which was managing everything, encouraging uh, or you see, energizing all the nerve systems and in different parts of the body, and how all those system was working. Somewhere it was so noisy, somewhere it was so isolated. In this way, whole body system he saw as a seer within the body, outside the system. And again he wanted to enter still inner, and this guru entered into his ego. So he became one with the ego of the disciple, means they were two egos. He didn't enter into the ego, but he entered to the to the side of ego as to see what he is doing and how he is managing the body as an ego, as an identity, as an inner body. That means the individual self, which is not the body, which is different from the body, which is built up five elements, and how it was working, that working system from inside being two identities. He was observing all everything. And then he became one with the uh, ID, identity of the disciple. Before that, he experienced double world, means a double working system, because they were two. So he was observing everything double. And then when he entered and became one with the identity, ego of the individual self of the disciple, that means the jivatma, the subtle body of the disciple. Then they became one. Though they became one, yet they had two ideas. Those ideas were not one, they were different from each other, because the Guru entered into the ego of the disciple with an idea to see the dream world of the disciple. So the idea was different, that's how, though the ego was same, means the identity of the individual self, that is subtle body, though it was one, yet it had two ideas together. Uh, the Guru's idea was to see the dream world, and the disciples' idea was just as usual, all those states of the being, deep sleep, dream, waking, and all the working system, action and reaction, cause and effect, triads, seer, seen, and seeing, All those processes were going on. But when both became one, the ideas were different from each other. This Guru's idea was completely different to see the dream world, but disciples' idea was just usual. Now, as such, the Guru saw the waking state of the disciple, which was very busy, very restless. It was, though inside, it was outside also, because waking state. So disciple was working from inside, and outside states were understood as the waking state of the disciple, and being tired from waking state, the disciple enters into resting state, that is deep sleep. So Guru also enters into deep sleep state, and we are discussing all about the deep sleep state. The ascetic explains to the hunter disciple that rest, resting state, that means sleep state, is of course is a stable state, but it is stability of the chitta. Chitta, when vibrates, it vibrates by prana, the energy, then it creates some waves. Those waves are known as mind, fourfold mind. Chitta means the subconscious mind, the ego, intellect, and mind. All four is a process of continuous thought waves, and that's how it works throughout the body. It manages all the working system inside the body, outside the body also. It vibrates the nerve systems and all the working system of gross senses and senses of knowledge, eyes, ears, etc. And all this work was being done by the mind of the disciple, and energy, prana, of course, is the energizer of the mind. If prana doesn't vibrate, doesn't act, then chitta cannot vibrate. So there is no possibility of mind, fourfold mind. Now he says, in the deep sleep he observed the prana stopped the mind system by completely controlling the chitta, subconscious mind, which is the substratum. It remains steady as well as it vibrates also, become restless also. Both the states are seen in chitta, subconscious mind. And when it rests, that is called, means chitta rests, means mind rests, that means it is called deep sleep. Though there is no need of the prana to rest, it has controlled the subconscious mind chitta, and a part is, of course, as chitta, it rests a part of the prana, but otherwise other part works throughout the body, means encouraging or vibrating the nerve system and other everything, digestive system, everything in the body. That is what we were discussing, how it is possible. Prana controls the subconscious mind, chitta, and yet it functions just as we can keep the body steady, but ears and eyes can do their works. In that way, a part may be stable, the other parts can work. By sitting in Padmasana, the body remains steady, but the whole body doesn't become steady. Parts of the body senses, they go on working. The prana also works. Of course, in long run, when slowly prana will become steady because it vibrates the body system. When the whole body is at rest, then slowly the senses also will be steady in course of time. It requires time, situations, and the space, time, space, and conditions are considered everywhere, in acting position and in inacting position also. We have to take everything together. That's how the prana works throughout the body, but not particularly not in brain system. That means chitta doesn't work. That is how sleep state is understood. The mind is at rest, yet the body will be functioning inwardly, outwardly everything will be steady. Though outwardly body gets steadied, yet by its old habits, the body can move also without any awareness because of old habit. Habit also works just as we see while sleeping, if a mosquito or a fly comes and sits on the body, then the hand goes automatically without awareness. The hand drives it out. So, without awareness, it is possible because of a habit. Other examples we can see, sometimes children sleep quickly without taking their dinner, night food, and they go to sleep. But the mothers, fathers, they eat late. So when they eat, they remember the child and wake up the child and the child eats in a drowsy condition. He doesn't feel that he is eating, but yet his mouth will be working. So, in that drowsy condition, when we do something without awareness, it is also possible. And we know about sleepwalk. In sleep also, complete unawareness. People walk and do something by their old habits. You must be knowing it happens to some people at some time, not always. He will be sleeping. He is completely unaware of his actions, and he will be going somewhere, walking and doing something, and after doing something, he will come back to the bed and sleep. He will not remember what he did in sleep. Sometimes children shout in a dream, but they are not aware of shouting. Others, they hear the child is shouting. Eh? And they talk also in dream. But they are not aware of it. Others hear they are talking or doing something, laughing or shouting. So all these actions are possible without awareness. How it happens then? It is because of old habit. Habit makes you do without awareness. I told you when I play harmonium for evening prayer, sometimes I am completely unaware. When mind gets unpointed, sometimes it enjoys, sometimes it goes to the sleep state. It is completely unaware. But because of habit, the fingers go rightly and the harmonium is in tune. It is because of a habit. And sometimes you might have seen children, they ride cycles together, some three, four children, they will be riding cycle and talking and laughing and doing everything. And they will be riding cycle. They are unawarely aware of the road and their balance is always there. And cycle or driving also, sometimes the drivers look around and they will be talking and they will be hearing songs and yet they will be driving correctly. So that is because of their strong habit. And while sweeping also, when we sweep, no, uh, swimming. Swimming also, you can swim, dive deep into the water and swim, and everything you will be doing, but you will be swimming without any awareness, and it is because of your habit. One never forgets in whole lifetime cycle riding or driving or walking or or swimming, all these habits, they become so strong. And what to tell about all these? Signing, writing something, without seeing you can write. When you are habituated with closed eyes, you can write also. Yes, you see, in college hours, when the lecturer lectures, at that time, they say generally, don't take any notes. Of course, in our college, it was the method. No lecturers allow you to take down notes. Why? They tell you, listen to the lecture attentively and understand everything thoroughly. And go home and remember everything and make your notes. That means if you are, unless you hear everything attentively, you cannot make notes. So you are bound to listen to the lecture attentively. But what I was a naughty fellow. I have to go to for games and other things. So who is going to do notes and other things at home? I have no time. So what I do, I used to do, I will be looking at the lecturer and under the desk, just as the officers take a bribe under the table, nobody will see it. Similarly, I, I used to look at the lecturer and note down everything under the desk without seeing. My hand will be writing everything, just points. And it takes no time to make out of the points some notes. When the points are there, you can make notes easily. That means we have to see how, without your outward awareness, inwardly you can do something because of habits. Many things, our body, our senses, they do it. So what is the point of our discussion? The prana acts whereas the mind doesn't work. This is the point. Mind will be resting, but prana will be working. We saw yesterday चैत्य पदार्थों का अभाव होने के कारण उक्त चित्त का भी अस्तित्व नहीं ही है. चैत्य पदार्थ का अभाव होने के कारण, that means when the actions are not needed because of restless actions, the mind gets tired and the senses also get tired, body also. But prana never gets tired. Prana is universal energy which is limited in an individual being, and as such, though the prana may be, individual prana may be tired at some times, the universal prana never rests, or else the whole universe will stop working. And universe means creation is nothing but a changing, ever-going system, changing system. So that is impossible without prana. Prana is the root cause of the universe. How the Vedas say, Tat Srishtva Tadanubhisat. After imagining all those forms, making the forms in the imagination, the universal mind, that means Brahma, the creator, creating all these forms, when he saw it is not moving, he entered into all these forms in the form of energy. Energy. That is called universal prana. So all the names and forms, they started moving, working, and then the creation starts multiplying. We can see from the example of a toy. Sometimes we see the cars, toy cars, or some birds, or some other other toys of animals or birds or something, even helicopter, etc. They don't move as a toy, but there will be fixed some cells, small cells, and those cells are related with the uh, remote in the hand of the child. When the remote is on, then the battery, which is energy, it functions, so the children, the toys will be moving. That means without energy nothing can move. Everything is steady. The names and forms are not able to move. When the prana activates inside the body of any individual or anybody, anything, then only it starts moving. The prana is the universal energy. It works in different ways in all the systems, all the names and forms, the whole universal energy, prana, activates. So, if some identities are at rest, their individual prana is not working, some die, that means a complete change of the body, and sometimes they go to sleep. At that time also they or they go to uh, coma or unconscious state. At that time prana also sometimes stops, sometimes it works. And when heartbeat stops, then prana stops. There also prana is not completely out of the body. Inside the body it rests, yet the body is alive. That means prana is not out of the body, it is inside the body, but it is at rest. So in this way, when they give anesthesia, the doctors, the surgeons give anesthesia, the prana stops in some areas, yet it will be working in other areas of the body. So it works in different miraculous ways. Somewhere it works, somewhere it stops working, and yet the body remains alive. In this way, he says, if the actions are not going on, then chitta is not acting. That means chitta is at rest. Chitta means whole fourfold mind system. यदि कहो कि पूर्व चैत्य चित्त निरूपण निरूपक होगा, सो भी ठीक नहीं, क्योंकि सृष्टि के आरंभ में कारण का अभाव होने के कारण दृश्य की उत्पत्ति है ही नहीं. Now we came to the method of cause and effect. Yesterday we were discussing this. This cause and effect system you have to understand clearly. There is no effect without a cause. Anything happens, any event happens, that means if any action is there, any action is done, it is not without any purpose. That purpose is cause. Just as we have three bodies, every individual will have three bodies. The outer gross body and the inner, the acting body, which is known as individual self or jivatma, or it is called carrying body, which does all the actions inwardly, sitting inside and making the outer body working. So in this way, the subtle body acts insidely, and there will be some cause of the two bodies, gross body and subtle body also. Causal body is known as the purpose for which the body is built or made, both the subtle body and the gross body. We see analytically when we discuss everything, when we contemplate on every subtle points, we see no action is possible without any purpose. Everything has some purpose behind it. That is called cause for the action. If you are somebody, then what for you are? On this point we have to discuss seriously. When you want to know yourself, contemplate who am I, on the point who am I. When you want to know yourself, you have to go to the very beginning. With what purpose you have taken a body or some identity? You are something. Your identity is somebody, something which you call I. Who are you? How are you? Where are you? When are you? What for you are? Where from you are? wherein you are. All these we get from the grammar. Grammar. All these words should be understood correctly to its depth of the meaning. I means something, it is identifying as something. Then it is some form. The form is formed for some purpose. If there is no purpose, there is no action. That's how, with some purpose, the movement or the action or formation or building a body is possible. Say you build some houses. What for you build? Do you have you seen anybody building some houses, some buildings in the jungle, not to abide in it, just to keep it as it is, lock it forever? Have you seen such buildings? Buildings are made to reside in it. Somebody has to use it. For what? For many things. Similarly, if you want to go, then going will have some purpose. If you do something, farming or cooking or gardening or sleeping or walking, anything you do without any purpose, without any aim, purpose is behind the action and aim is the after the action. So this shows our time factor. Time has been divided into three phases: past, present, and future. Without these phases, we cannot understand what is time. And this is a changing phenomena. And this includes also the space and conditions. Time itself creates the space and conditions. And similarly, when the space and conditions change, that is known as time. Changing phenomena is known as time. So, this is divided into three phases. When it is changing phenomena, then it has to pass away. So something will be in the past, something will be in future, which is to appear, and something will be at present. That is, everybody knows. So when change is there, that changing phenomena, we know as time, we know as space, we know as conditions or situations. All these together is known as the creation. Time is not different from creation. Space is not different from creation. So all these together, and that's how we see cause and effect, action and reaction, and triads, seer, seen and seeing, all these which are the nature's nature are not different from nature. It is nature itself, that means creation itself. This is how we understand the creation. And what is creation again? It is nothing but changing phenomena with names and forms. Names and forms means forms are formed for use. Use means transaction. That means action and reaction. And that also cannot be without any purpose. Some cause should be there. That's how cause and effect also the basic principle of the changing phenomena. And the triads, of course, it has to be proved. It is something. So that prover is the seer, and there should be some process of seeing. That's how triads are the basic principle of the whole creation.
खतरनाक पूछती है कभी कभी बोलती है काल रात्रि में शेर कौन है
काल रात्रि में भी और काल दिन में भी कोई तो शेयर होगा, नहीं तो काल रात्रि को शेयर करके कौन कहता है? That is काल रात्रि, the dark night of the soul. Soul is there. Soul is there, which is understanding. You see, that's how we are discussing what is deep sleep. In deep sleep, somebody is there who is proving that I was sleeping. who, is, who proves who is there? Somebody is resting. It is resting, but somebody will be there. You say, I was sleeping. Can you say, I was, uh, I was not there? Then how could you say, I was sleeping? I was there. Without I, you cannot express anything. So, to understand this world or to understand the whole creative method, you have to understand I first. What is I? That's how, if you go to any realized soul or any great uh, wise people, they say, inquire who am I and know thyself first. When you know yourself, then it is, all others are known because the system is same. That's how when you put some questions, I go to the answer only. Answer from all the questions I have derived from the answer only. That is what we were discussing yesterday. Answer is first. You see, the hidden answer, that is hidden truth. And the problems we can compare with the system, which is a changing system, which hides the unchanging substratum. This we have discussed many times, 1,000 times in different ways. The truth is never seen because of the changing phenomena which hides the truth, which is absolute equilibrium state, which is the substratum for the changing or vibrating or restlessness of the resting or uh, steady position. When it is steady, then it can be unsteady. Unsteady is never been unsteady. Never it has. You see, one who sleeps, then only he can get up from sleep. If he is waking, do you say wake up from waking? Not so. So, The change is possible when one thing changes. If restlessness is there, then there should be rest behind it or before it. Then only it will be restless. This is how logic says, and our experience also. This is how, if the changing phenomena which we know as creation, we see it or we are in it, or as you express it, then it should be arrived from a resting or equilibrium state. And that is truth. And when one something is moving, naturally the reality is hidden. When the water surface is very, you don't know, you cannot see what is inside the water because of restlessness of the superficial water. Similarly, everything, everywhere, when my hand is moving, can you say what is there in my hand? When the fan is moving, then can you say how many wings are there? Anything moves, it hides the unmoved situation of it. When nothing moves, then everything is clear. That clarity is known as truth, and non-clarity is known as ignorance. So simple. If you see analytically, it is so simple. It is made complicated. Just if this fact is understood and accepted, then we can delete this creation in a fraction of a second. Just close your eyes and stop your thinking. There is no world. No world. And what difficulty is there to practice meditation? But we cannot meditate because of our habits, our character, our characteristic. We are habituated to be restless all the time. That is called life itself. Nobody can rest. Periodically and partially we rest. That is called deep sleep. Though the identity is there which holds the restlessness as a rest, the identity is there because it is not seen. That's how we don't talk much about it. But we are aware of it. Everybody is aware of his own being, his existence, his awareness, and his contentment, his satisfaction of his knowledge of his being. That is called Satchidanand, which cannot be expressed. That's how it is hidden within. And all our restlessness hides it. Everywhere this situation, this situation means this awareness is observed by everyone, which is not expressed. That's how we understand, we realize the truth is unseen and unexpressed by anyone. That's how in expressive level, transaction level means talking and hearing. or you're expressing and somebody is understanding it, all these are not possible there. It is beyond expression. That's how it is called beyond speech and mind, beyond senses, beyond the reach of all these. And that is how we have to understand the basic principle which is the reality and this changing phenomena. If this understanding is thorough, it is strong in you, you know that, that means you know yourself, that you can feel when you are asleep, but when you get up from the sleep, you understand you were sleeping. That means you were present there, which was hidden by the hiding factor of changing phenomena. It creates a type of hiding factor that is called covering. At that time, you don't understand who are you, where are you, what are you. But when you get awakened, you understand, you remember you were there. That cannot be forgotten. Nobody can forget his own self. Can, can you say, in the past I was not there? Can you say, in future I will not be there? At present I am not here. That's how, if you at all sleep, even then in the sleeping state also you cannot say that you were not there. That is called experience, awareness, which cannot be forgotten. It is always there. So we discuss all these to understand the reality of deep sleep state, how it withdraws the senses, the mind, the thought waves, the contact of the mind waves with the sense objects. All these system is withdrawn like the tortoise, and yet it is there. If tortoise has withdrawn its limbs from outside, can you say tortoise is not there? It is there. Though it is not moving, it is there. So now we come to the point, the proof, the seer, seen and seeing process. Without this, nothing can be accepted as something or some action or some system. Nothing can be accepted. There should be some proof for anything. This is called justice. न्याय चाहता है गवाह चाहिए. Eh? The judge always requires two witnesses. Have you seen? Who has seen? You have done or you have not done this. Some provers should be there who have seen it. That's how it will be accepted. Witness. Somebody who can prove, I have seen it. So, if there is no prover, there is no proved object, there is no proving system, then you cannot say the object does exist. It doesn't exist. No proof. No proof. Your case is dismissed. No witness is there. Whatever you have filed as a case against somebody, it is dismissed, cancelled. Okay? So, we have to see the seer, and if somebody is seeing something, there should be some purpose. Huh? If you have witnessed, then why you were there? What purpose was there for you to be there to see that accident, incident? Huh? What purpose you had to be there? That was the first question by the judge. And whatever you doing there, how did you come to see that? Then only your witnessing is right. If you can give all these facts. I was going by. Where we are going? I was coming home from market. All these have purpose. Without purpose, you cannot see that. And why did you see there? Why did you stay there and to see that he was quarreling with him? He slapped him. How did you see? Why? Why did you see it? No, some they were shouting. So while going by the way, I I have to hear this out. So my attention was drawn. I saw it. Two people, these two were fighting, and one was stronger. He was slapping him, uh, kicking him. I saw it. This fellow was troubling him. Oh, then it is okay. So witness should be. And witness also should have their purpose behind it. Why did you witness it? Then only the case, the incident, the event can be proved. So now the question comes, if at all the world is there, with what purpose? Can you say any purpose? If you are there, you say, I am, then what for? If you can prove yourself, then the world is proved, because we have seen the individual is nothing but the model of, or the smaller identity of the whole universe. So you have to understand the model first, then the building or the project will be understood. Project is universe, creation. Then the model should be fast, understood fast. Every individual is the model. So know you are who are you, then only you will understand the whole universe. What for you are, who are you, where are you, when are you, what for you are, and where, where from you are, where in you are, and what is your purpose of your being. Now, come on, we shall answer all these. Then we can understand deep sleep, waking, and dream everything thoroughly. Who is dreaming? Who is awake? And who is sleeping? Is it not to be discussed? If sleep is there, who is sleeping? And who is seeing it? Who is proving it that yes, he was sleeping or I was sleeping? Who says so? Then the seer should be understood again. Some identities. If the seen is some object, then seer also will be some object. The contact between the seer and seen is known as the seeing process, isn't it? So all these triads should be understood. And when we come to this triad, 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 triad is not at all there, it is only one. It is, it is misunderstanding that the seer has seen something. If he has seen it, then what he has seen, and who is the seer, and what is the purpose of seeing. Same thing is applied uh, with the whole universe. If the Creator created this creation, what was the purpose? Why he created? So going to the beginning, the Vedas, the great storehouse of knowledge, which is unparalleled, which is never questioned, because it has been brought forth from the very beginning of the creation. The knowledge, who has created, why he created, and when he created, what for he created, what was the purpose. So the answer was, the Creator wanted to see himself. This is the purpose. Seeing himself, and that it was not somebody else. The Creator should be only one in the beginning. And why he created? He wanted to see himself. Whether it is he or I, eh? I want to see myself. That's how when you get up from the sleep, everybody goes to bathroom and see the face. Am I there? Why do you go to see your face in the mirror? Why? Do you feel you are not there, you are absent? Even though you know you are there, you want to see yourself. That is your nature. So you cannot ask such question. This is beyond question. Why he wanted to see himself? Because he is there, he is free. Meri marji, my choice. Whether I go to the terrace of 10-storied building and I jump to the bottom and break my legs and weep, or I don't jump. It is my choice. Who are you to ask me? I am free. It is my right. I am free to do anything and everything. If it is obstructing you, it is a barrier for you or disturbing you, then only you can question. I am doing it by myself. So now you can have a question. Why then suicide is illegal? Isn't it? You can put the question why it has been taken as illegal. Nobody should can do suicide. But after doing suicide, whether it is legal or illegal, who is going to be punished? No. The causes for suicide are going for punishment. If you are cause for my suicide, then you will be punished. That's how suicide is illegal. Understood? For everything there will be some cause. If you are not satisfied with your suiciding, your life, then you go for suicide. If you are not satisfied with your life, that means your surrounding is not your surrounding where you live, your time, your space and conditions are not favorable for you. That's how you are unsatisfied with it, and that's how you want to do suicide. So all these factors are discussed and seen legally. If somebody is cause for your suicide, then he will be punished. That's how suicide is illegal. Then if you have all the rights of living or dying because you are free. You have 100% freedom to do anything and everything. That is your right, right of expression. Huh? That's how our नेता लोग प्रेसिडेंट को और प्राइम मिनिस्टर को गाली देता है और क्या कहता है क्या कहते हैं वो अभिव्यक्ति की आज़ादी अभिव्यक्ति की आज़ादी I have my right to express myself, but one should know this is also law. Yourself is in yourself. You cannot disturb your surroundings because others are there your, who are related to you and they are because of you, by you, for you, from you, in you, in contact of you, so you cannot disturb others. This is the first law. You have got all your rights for yourself, not for others. That is called right.
राइट्स है ड्यूटीज है राइट्स को ले लेते ड्यूटीज को छोड़ देते
Right, duty, right also is duty in some sense that is called uh, uh, dharma, means right duty. What is your, how should you act? You have all your right for yourself, but your right is limited by your limits. When you have limited yourself as an individual being, you cannot have any right over other beings. You have limitations. You see, for example, I have right in my ashram which is surrounded by some demarcating line. I can do anything and everything because I have got the right over the land. But I cannot show my right on others' land. Can I go and do anything in others' land? That's how our क्या उसको कहते हैं settlement. The government has settled your surroundings. you have right in your boundaries, within your boundaries. So everybody has his boundaries. That's how you are a being. You have got your limits. If you enter into others' limits, to others' boundaries, then others will be forced to enter into your boundary. When you disturb others, you are bound to be disturbed by others. That's how not disturbing others is called law. That is called duty. That is called dharma. You can live as you like for yourself without disturbing others, without entering into others' territory, others' boundary, others' limits. You have got all your rights. So when you do suicide, others are related with you. That's how you cannot do. They will be they will be disturbed by your suicide. That's how suicide is illegal. Understood? We are not discussing Yoga we are discussing law and order. That comes under it by we cannot we cannot make it aside. All the whole life system should be understood. That is called philosophy. Darshan. Darshan means vision. Vision. You should see correctly. Seeing means having contact with the whole universe, having relationship with others who are around you. That is called philosophy. It is not only Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. बोल देने से नहीं होता है भाई. You have to practically show it, do it. You have to live for yourself, not disturbing others. All these points we discuss elaborately. When you understand yourself, you understand the whole universe and the nature and also your waking dream and deep sleep and witnessing state, all the state which together known as the creative method, creation, nature. When you understand one, you understand everything. So you should be thorough in understanding the person. That's how the hunter, disciple, he has not only asked a simple question to know all about the dream, but he has asked everything. One question includes all the questions. When you see it elaborately, analytically, or else dream is dream, waking is different from it. Sleep is different. Why are you going to discuss all these? One should understand one thing thoroughly, then everything will be understood. See our mathematics, our studies in schools and colleges. If a person, if a student understands the first chapter thoroughly, he understands the whole book. Whole book. The example, Yudhishthira was asked by the inspector, royal inspector, how much you have studied? Others, of course, replied in different ways. But when the inspector comes to Yudhishthira and asks how much you have studied now, can I put some questions? How have you studied? So Yudhishthira said, my Guruji, I have been studying the first sentence of the first book. Till now I have not completed it. What is that? Satyam Vada. Speak the truth. The first word, first sentence of first book of the first class. I have not been able to study it rightly, correctly, to its full understanding. I am trying to understand what is truth and how to speak it, how to express it. What is truth? When you understand the truth, you cannot express it. Satyam vada kaisa likh diya tu? सत्य को कोई बोल नहीं सकता है. हाँ, हम बोल सकते हैं. We can express it by a process. The process is always faulty. So you have to take help of some language, some words, some expressive methods, then only you can speak the truth. That's how it is named as Ritam Satyam. Rit means which is unexpressed truth. Unexpressed truth. Ritam. Satyam means expressed truth. The ritam and expressed, it is called Satyam. And
रितम बचमी
huh?
मॉर्निंग सुबह है ना रितम बचमी सत्यम बचमी
Vadishami.
हाँ रितम बदिश्य सत्यम
हाँ,
बदिश्यामि तो व्हाट इज रितम
बदमी नहीं, Vadishami.
तो रितम कहाँ पे यूज होता है
Ritam means the unexpressed original, the state of the truth, which is never expressed. It cannot be expressed. Satyam Vadishami means, Ritam Vadishami means, that becomes Satyam. That's how next comes Satyam Vadishami. Huh? Ah, so, so when you express it, it is called Satyam, truth. That truth is defined by different, different great experienced people, different people in many ways because it requires language. So language differs. So some say you should express what you have experienced by your senses as it is, by your senses of knowledge. Senses of knowledge is different from your senses of actions, body language. So it is very difficult to speak the truth. How to speak the truth? If you take the help of language, language is always faulty. The one word will have several meanings, several purpose, several references, and it changes. So how can you express it as it is? It becomes so difficult to understand what is Satyam. So some some defined Satyam, truth, as you should express what you experience by your by your senses and body or by your mind. The same, the process you see or experience is a process. So you must have seen it, something, some action or some event, you must have seen it, or you must have heard it, or must have smelt it, or tasted it, or touched it. That is how you get contact with the object, and that is the only situation. The truth is never experienced. It is already there. Experience means experience is a method. So in that way, when we have contact with the objects by our senses, we get some information. That information should be expressed in the exact way you have accepted it, you have perceived it. The same way you should express it by the same process, then it is called truth. As you have seen it by time, space, and conditions, you should express it as it is. That is called truth. So others say it should be, though it is truth, if it is it is an obstacle or some, you see, offending to somebody or to that incident, you should not express it, because the law is you have the right over yourself, not on others. So though you have seen it, you cannot express it, you should not, you cannot, legally you cannot express it if it is offending to others. It is not suitable for others. This is one opinion of some great seers. Preamble. It should be favorable and acceptable to everyone. That is the,
Opinion में तो बहुत difference हो जाता है.
that's
सब
how,
चार लोग होंगे.
yes,
Four people,
yes,
everyone has
you
a different
cannot satisfy the whole world. So truth is so difficult to speak. Satyam Bhada. So as you think, some others say, they define the truth. As you think, so you speak, so you act. Your thought and speech and action should coincide to each other. Then only it is right. Or if it is differing from others, each other, then it is not the truth. This is the definition of some others. And still some others say, if it is favorable for somebody, if it is life-saving of somebody, you can speak something which you have not seen. Satyam vada, priyam vada, ma priyat satyam apriyam, and satyam cha nanritam vada. Satyam cha nanritam vada, ऐसा ऐसा आखिर में भूल रहा हूँ. सत्यम च नानितम वद uh, it is said, exact word I am not getting it. Is dharma sanatana. It is eternal. It is an eternal righteousness. Eso dharma sanatana. This is the eternal truth. It is the eternal dharma. You should not hurt others by your speech, by your thoughts, by your actions. So speaking the truth, if it hurts others, it is offending others, defending others. It is not favorable for others. You should keep quiet. And keeping quiet also is not right. When you have been asked some question, if you know it, you have to answer it. That is also another condition. You cannot keep quiet. Keeping quiet means not expressing, means you are avoiding the situation. You have to accept the challenge. So this is so difficult to speak the truth. That's how Yudhishthira said, I am trying to read it, study it thoroughly. What is called truth and how to live the truth practically. And practically he failed. It should not be, you see, there is some rule. Who is dear to God? God says, in the scriptures we get it. Nirimal mana jana somai bhava. क्या मोहि कपट छल छिद्र न भावा. I don't like crookedness. I don't like kapat chal, crookedness and hiding things, hypocrisy and jealousy, all these crookedness I don't like. I like a pure minded person who has no such crookedness, hypocrisy and manipulating nature. I don't like such people. They cannot be my devotees. They cannot come to me. I love my devotee who has pure, innocent and crookedless, simple mind, simple, pure mind. So, you cannot speak the truth crookedly. That is what Yudhishthira did by the force of Lord Krishna. That's how he was punished. To see the hell, he had to go. At least to see the punishment. Though you are not punished. यस इसीलिए तो नरक में उनको भेजा गया, जाओ देखो दुखी होना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि तुम कपट से कहा है, कपट से सत्य नहीं कहा जाता। तभी तो वो सारे फॉर्मूला आ गया, जैसे देखा है, जैसे सुना है, ऐसा बोलो। तो उसको वो लीगली क्या कहा, मैं सुना हूँ वो अश्वत्थामा मर गया, अरे जरे इसीलिए लगा दिया, वो कपट किया। वो अगर बोल देता था मैं सुना हूँ, क्योंकि सुना हूँ कहने से द्रोणाचार्य नहीं मानते थे, इसीलिए कपट को प्रयोग करना पड़ा। और युधिष्ठिर सच बोलेगा करके कृष्ण वो तभी द्रोणाचार्य मानेगा, तभी अस्त्र छोड़ेगा, तभी मरेगा, नहीं तो नहीं मर सकता। और उसके मारे बिना कौरव को जीता नहीं जाता है, छल कपट करना पड़ेगा। और कृष्ण का मेथड क्या है, कृष्ण का मेथड समझाऊं। Crookedness also is required somewhere. Last evening, Krishna ji, last night, before last night, he was explaining crookedness is not wrong when it is needed in right time. If it is saving the whole phenomena, it is required. And क्या tit for tat. If it is the result of crookedness, then crookedness should be cause for crookedness. It should be accepted. You see, cause and theory, Krishna goes to so high because he is universal being. So he sees everything together. You see, if it is crookedness is done by some way or somebody or some time, then that crookedness will yield crookedness. Because cause has effect. So it is a natural process. Where am I? If crookedness is going to yield some goodness, then it is to be done. It is allowed. That's how, if you are saving somebody's life, it is, you can speak the crooked truth. Crooked truth. It is allowed in some situation, not always. It cannot be taken as a law. Because it is called apad dharma. There are laws which should be practiced all the time, but there are some emergency laws. You see, that's how it is so difficult. Emergency law. The laws are not applicable for small children, innocent children, and for incapable old people, and for sick persons, because their inability is the cause not to follow the law. They cannot, because they are unable. That's how they are, for them, the emergency laws are applicable. उसको कहते हैं हम हिंदी में आपद धर्म, आपद धर्म. If somebody is dying, then your duty is to save one's life first. Life is always costly. Most costly is life of anyone. That's how while walking you should not trample down all these small ants and insects. You you are not allowed because you have no right to kill them. But you can kill somebody when it is required for your life saving or others' life saving. Then you have to compare whose life is more important. It is so complicated. Huh? Whose life is more important or more valuable? For what? Every life is valuable as per the nature. Nature has created it. So you cannot say this is more valuable, this is more valuable. No, we consider value by different ways. Use of it, which is more, you see, needed, more wanted by the nature, more helpful for the nature. If you are subject to nature and helpful for the nature, then you have to save your life first, and you have right to destroy others' lives in order to only keep up your life. So आत्मरक्षा आत्मरक्षा सबसे पहले कहा गया। अगर दो आदमी मारपीट कर रहे हैं, अगर तुम दूसरे को मारे हो और प्रूव हो गया तुम दूसरे को मारे हो तो तुमको दंड मिलेगा, क्योंकि उसको तकलीफ हुआ। लेकिन तुम अगर प्रूव कर सकते हो वो मेरे को मार रहा था, मैं आत्मरक्षा किया, तो वहाँ पर तुमको दंड नहीं मिलेगा। आत्मरक्षा सबसे पहला। सेविंग योर ओन लाइफ इज द ग्रेटेस्ट राइट। बोलो ना।
सामने देख रहे हैं कि एक सांप एक मेढक को पकड़ रहा है,
हाँ
रोकना चाहिए, बचाना चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए?
हाँ, वो तो बहुत ही हुआ।
मतलब कोई भी ऐसे
कोई भी इंसिडेंट, any incident, when somebody is being tortured by others or in difficulty due to some situation, what is your duty? What is your duty at that particular time? If you are going in a ambulance driver and somebody is unconscious and you see some child is trampled down there in the roadside and nobody is there to help him, he is weeping. What to do? Will you help that child or you have to stop there, help that child or not? What is your duty? That is presence of mind to decide which is more important for you. The time and situation is to be considered. It is not universal. It is special case. That's how you have to consider the time and situation factors. If you are going to help the child, the person may die. That's how let the child go on weeping. Somebody will come. He is not going to die. So you have to save the life first. You have taken the responsibility by taking it by the ambulance. So you cannot give up your responsibility to help others. And who are you helping? what is the state of both the cases? That particularly at that situation, you have to consider taking time, situation, and all these, or else you will be faulty. There it is called apad dharma. It is special cases. Special cases are always considered according to time, space, and conditions. It is not universal. So we cannot give any decision. What is your situation? And how are you taking the situation before you? देखो सीबी अपना शरीर को दे दिया और इधर देखो महाभारत में वही तो हमारे जो पितामह भीष्म द्रोणाचार्य, क्या वो सत्य को नहीं जानते थे? असत्य के साथ कैसे साथ दिए? कितनी सारा चीज़ों को करना विचार करना पड़ता है। एक तो अपना किया हुआ प्राण, पहले जो वचन है उसको रक्षा करना, ये पहला धर्म। और फिर उसके साथ तुम उस समय किसके लिए, कभी प्राण को तोड़ना भी पड़ता है। देखो प्राण को रखने के लिए जहाँ जहाँ द्रोण और पितामह भीष्म अपना प्राण को तोड़े नहीं और सत्य के प्रति जागरूक रहे, वहीं पर भगवान कृष्ण अपना प्राण को तोड़े। आदर्श तो दोनों का है। प्रण किए थे मैं शस्त्र नहीं उठाऊंगा, और शस्त्र उठाए भीष्म को मारने के लिए। वहाँ पर और सिचुएशन बदल जाता है। कृष्ण भगवान को हम दोष नहीं दे सकते हैं और भीष्म को भी दोष नहीं दे सकते, दोनों करेक्ट। कैसे वो बस अपने वचन को तोड़ करके सही और ये अपने वचन को रख करके सही, कैसे? कृष्ण भगवान के सामने एक तो दो कारण को देखना पड़ता है। वो शस्त्र उठाए, शस्त्र किस लिए होता है? व्हाट इज द पर्पस? अभी तो वही बात कर रहे थे। व्हाट इज द पर्पस बिहाइंड योर एक्शन? हिज पर्पस वाज not to kill Bhishma, but to save Arjuna. आई समझ में? वो कैसे लॉ कैसे काम करता है, वो खिलाती सीखो। हाँ जी, वही बात। ये तर्क, वेदांत के पहले तर्क पढ़ना पड़ता है। तर्क, न्याय और मीमांसा, ये सब पढ़ना पड़ता है भाई। तर्क के बिना तुम इधर नहीं घुस सकते हो। कृष्ण अपना प्राण को तोड़ा और वो सही रहा, और भीष्म अपने को प्राण को रख करके खुद प्राण दिया, वो भी सही रहा, कोई गलत नहीं थे। देखो रामायण में सीता सती है और मंदोदरी भी सती है, और कौन, ये जो तारा भी सती है। और सावित्री भी सती है। क्या सबका चरित्र एक जैसे दिख रहा है? मोटिव क्या है बिहाइंड, अंदर का तुम्हारा भाव क्या है, उसको विचार किया जाता है। देश काल परिस्थिति का विचार किया जाता है। भगवान राम खड़े हैं, वह आदेश दे रहे हैं, तो उनका आदेश को कैसे पालन नहीं करेंगे? और उसमें भी अपना चरित्र का कोई हानि नहीं। वो सब समझ करके सोच करके ये सब नियम कानून क्या है, ये नियम का अंदर जो धर्म का ये सूक्ष्म रहस्य है, इसको समझना बड़ा कठिन है। देश काल परिस्थिति और उसके साथ एटीट्यूड और पर्पस, इसलिए तो हम पर्पस को पहले बात करते हैं। व्हाट इज द कॉज बिहाइंड योर पर्पस, व्हाट फॉर यू क्रिएटेड दिस वर्ल्ड, हम वहीं पर आज रखेंगे कि क्यों तुम सृष्टि किया, क्या मतलब था सृष्टि का, पीछे कारण क्या है। और सृष्टि अगर करोगे, ये सब बड़ा भारी तर्क चलता है, सृष्टि अगर करोगे तो किससे किया है? वो तो अकेला था, संग सहायन दूजा दूसरा है ही नहीं। अगर कुछ चीज को बनाना है, देखो तर्क कैसा कहता है, अगर तुम घड़ा बनाना चाहते हो, कुम्हार घड़ा बनाता है, कैसे बनाता है? पहले तो उपकरण चाहिए। कोई अगर कार्य संपादन करोगे, अधिष्ठानम तथा कर्ता करणम च पृथक विधान विविधाश्च पृथक चेष्टा दैव चैवात्र पंचमम, ये सारा मिलने से एक कर्म होता है। तो इसके अंदर क्या क्या आया? पर्पस भी आया। तुम अगर कुछ चीज को बनाना चाहते हो, तुम्हारा मतलब क्या, अभिप्राय क्या, कारण हुआ होता है। और किस उपकरण से बनाओगे, उपकरण चाहिए और चेष्टा भी तुम्हारा चाहिए। और ये सब के लिए जो चीज को बनाना चाहते हो उसको बिना जाने बना सकते हो क्या? हैं? मैं घड़ी बनाना चाहता हूँ, घड़ी बनाऊंगा। जो घड़ी बनाता है वो क्यों बनाता है मालूम है, और कैसे बनाएगा वो भी जानना चाहिए, और उसको कौन सा उपकरण उसको चाहिए वो भी असेंबल करता है, इकट्ठा करता है सब। इसी प्रकार सब चीज जब इकट्ठे हो जाएगा तो फिर वस्तु को बनाओगे। अच्छा, वस्तु को बिना जाने तुम बना सकते हो क्या? जानने का क्या तरीका होता है? दो तरीका होता है जानने का। एक तो सामयिक जानकारी और एक अनुभव। दो किस्म का ज्ञान हमारे पास होता है। एक तो सूचनात्मक ज्ञान। सूचनात्मक ज्ञान किसका कैसा होता है? जो हमारे इंद्रियों का स्पर्श होता है विषय के साथ। इंद्रियों का विषय, आँख का विषय हुआ रूप, रूप के साथ जब भावना, मन का एक भावना जो दर्शन क्रिया रूप भावना होगा, वो अगर आँख के माध्यम से बाहर जा करके फिर वस्तु के साथ, रूप के साथ कांटेक्ट करता है, संबंध जोड़ता है, तब उसका कुछ जानकारी मिलता है। वो संबंध जोड़ता है कैसे? वो वस्तु उसको बाधा देता है। वो भावना का जो स्पंदन है वो चलते रहना चाहिए, ये नियम है। अगर कोई बाधा आ गया, रूप उसको बाधा देता है, इसीलिए वो वहाँ से बाधा प्राप्त होकर वापस आएगा। जिस रास्ता में गया था उसी रास्ता में आएगा, वो नियम है। तो फिर वापस आएगा तो कहाँ से गया था? चित्त से गया था। जो स्थिरता से अस्थिरता का नाम स्पंदन, वो भावना, भावना गया बाहर, बाहर से आएगा तो वहीं आएगा। तो लाया क्या? जैसे गया था वैसा नहीं आया। गया तो संबंध जो जोड़ा एक पल के लिए विषय के साथ, रूप के साथ, उसका जानकारी लेकर के आया। जानकारी लेकर के आया तो वो जानकारी को कहते हैं स्मृति अथवा संस्कार। उसको जहाँ से गया था वहीं छोड़ दिया, फिर गया वो चुपचाप नहीं बैठेगा, क्योंकि प्राण है पीछे। अभी जो बात कर रहे हैं, प्राण चित्त को चुप चुप नहीं रहने देता है, वाइब्रेट करते रहता है। इसीलिए वो फिर ऐसे ऐसे जो जानकारियाँ, जो संबंध का जो सूचना ला करके रखता है, उसी को हम ज्ञान कहते हैं। ये ज्ञान जो है सूचनात्मक, और ये है सही नहीं है, ये आंशिक है। तो तुम अगर किसी वस्तु को बनाओगे, तब फिर उसको पूर्ण ज्ञान के लिए उसके साथ एकाकार होना चाहिए। जैसे हम एमिवा का कल बात कर रहे थे, एकाकार होना चाहिए, जिसको हम संयम कहते हैं योग शास्त्र में, जो एक बन जाना, उसी को हम यूनियन कहते हैं, योग कहते हैं। तो एक बनना पूर्ण रूप से, पूर्ण रूप से एक बन जाओगे तुम वो विषय के साथ जिसको तुम बनाना चाहते हो। तुम पूर्ण रूप से उसके साथ तदाकार हो जाओगे, तो फिर तुम्हारा अस्तित्व कहाँ रहा जो बनाना चाहता है? अपना अस्तित्व खो लिया, तो कौन बनाएगा, किसको बनाएगा? दोनों मिलकर एक हो गए। इसीलिए बनाना, बनाने वाला नहीं रहने से बनाना, बनाने का चीज भी नहीं रहेगा। इसलिए सृष्टि भी संभव नहीं है। जो सृष्टि बनाने वाला था, वो सृष्टि क्या चीज अपने से अलग जानेगा तभी तो बनाएगा। तो ये तो एक था, वो तो दो कोई था नहीं, तो किसको बनाएगा, कैसे बनाएगा? क्यों बनाएगा? ये सब सवाल का उत्तर नहीं मिलने से पर्पस क्या है, नहीं है। इसीलिए सृष्टि का बनना संभव नहीं है। इसी बात से सृष्टि नहीं है, लेकिन सृष्टि नहीं तो हमको तो मालूम दिख रहा है। ये क्या दिख रहा है, सवाल उठेगा। अगर जो दिख रहा है वो सृष्टि करके मान रहे हो, तो फिर उसके लिए उत्तर ये दिया गया, जो दिख रहा है तुम भी अपने कल्पना को तो देखते हो, अपना मनोराज्य को तो देखते हो, ऐसे ही परमात्मा का मनोराज्य को तुम देख रहे हो, और वो भी देख रहा है, और तुम उनसे अलग नहीं है, तुम कोई अलग नहीं हो, तभी तुम ही तुमको देख रहे हो। इसी प्रकार कहा गया वेद का उक्ति, एको हम बहुश्याम। इसीलिए सब अपने को देखना, अपने को सुंदर मानना, ये हमारा परंपरा जब से सृष्टि चला तब से भगवान अपने आप को देखना चाहा, अपने में एक हूँ समष्टि रूप से। जब देखना है तब त्रिपुटी बनेगा, तो देखने वाला देखने को देखेगा, प्रक्रिया बनेगा। तो यही सृष्टि को हम सब जो विचार करते हैं, और मूलगत सृष्टि नहीं है, पर देखने से सृष्टि है। ये कहा गया दृष्टि सृष्टि। तुम जैसे देखते हो सृष्टि को, तुम्हारे लिए वो सृष्टि ऐसे ही है। वो भले सच है या झूठ है वो अलग बात, पर तुम्हारे लिए तुम्हारी सृष्टि है, क्योंकि तुम देख रहे हो। और देखने का, कौन देखने वाला कैसे देखता है, वह सारा हमारा विचार किए हैं अभी। पल भर के लिए हम देखते हैं, इसलिए सृष्टि सदा सर्वदा परिवर्तनशील है। हमारा देखना ही हमारा दोष युक्त है, इसीलिए सृष्टि को हम कुछ नहीं बोल सकते, ये सही है गलत है, तुम जैसे देखते हो ऐसे ही है। इसको कहा गया दृष्टि सृष्टि। इसको हाँ नहीं कर सकते, नहीं कर सकते। और यही है जो माया का स्वरूप, ये प्रक्रिया को माया कहते हैं। इसीलिए इसको जो नहीं है, जो जैसे दिखता है वो ऐसे ही है, इसी प्रकार कहा गया। और इसको जानने के लिए क्यों जरूरत पड़ रहा है, हम तभी एक चीज को अच्छी तरह समझेंगे तो सब समझ सकते हैं। तो हम समझ रहे थे हमारा आवर deep sleep, if you understand it thoroughly well, then only you can understand yourself. You can understand all the four states of your being, and you can understand the whole universe. You can understand the truth as well as the covering factor, that is the nature of it. One thing you should understand thoroughly well. That's how tomorrow we shall see what is the purpose, what is the cause behind the action. हम व्याकरण के बारे में बता रहे थे, देखो शब्द रूप और धातु रूप को देखो, धातु रूप में भी ऐसे ही और शब्द रूप में भी ऐसा है। शब्द रूप का रूप होता है, शब्द का रूप होता है, तभी जा करके शब्द का अर्थ को हम समझते हैं। वो किस प्रकार प्रयोग किया गया, कर्म कारक कारक क्यों किया गया, ये शब्द को बनाया क्यों गया, उसको जब तक नहीं जानेंगे शब्द का अर्थ क्या समझोगे, कैसे प्रयोग किया गया और क्यों, कब, किस मतलब से और किस समय, किसके प्रति, पूर्व और पर संबंध, उसको भी देना चाहिए। तभी जा करके शब्द का हमको अर्थ मालूम होता है। और तब शब्द को क्यों समझना है, क्योंकि धातु को भी समझना पड़ेगा। धातु मतलब क्रिया, प्रणाली को जानना पड़ेगा। और फिर शब्द को क्यों प्रयोग किया जाता है, संबंध जोड़ने के लिए। संबंध ही सृष्टि का नियम है, दो के बीच में संबंध। तो एक को जब नहीं समझोगे तो दूसरे को ऐसा समझोगे। शब्दों का इतनी गहरी अर्थ होता है, कर्ता कारक, कर्म कारक और कर्म कारक, फिर संप्रदान, अपादान और संबंध, फिर अधिकरण, स्थानाधिकरण और कालाधिकरण। ये सब चीज को जब समझेंगे तब शब्द का अर्थ समझोगे। तो शब्द का अर्थ को समझोगे तभी तो सृष्टि को भी समझेंगे। सृष्टि शब्द के बिना नहीं, शब्द का जाल का नाम संबंध है और शब्द का जाल का नाम सृष्टि है, व्यवहार भी है। बिना शब्द और रूप को जाने हम व्यवहार नहीं कर सकते। और तुम अगर समझोगे, ये जो नहीं समझा, वो वकील क्या बनेगा, जज क्या बनेगा, विचार क्या करेगा और न्याय क्या देगा। एक शब्द सारा पुलपटी खोल देता है। तो फिर कल हम देखेंगे। हरिओम। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। बाय भाई।
हरिओम स्वामी जी।
जय जय हो। प्रणाम भाई, प्रणाम।